Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my overview and summary of canola variety recommendation for Western Canada in 2021. I'll just give a brief explanation of canola variety recommendation and registration for Western Canada. The Canola Council of Canada provides administrative services to the Western Canada Canola Rapeseed Recommending Committee. The committee is comprised of as follows, and this chart gives you an overview of the entities that are directors on the committee and provide expert advice to the as part of the committee in terms of developing procedures, processes to evaluate canola cultivars for Western Canada for recommendation to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. I'll just give an overview of what public co-op trials are. The purpose of public co-op trials are to evaluate the agronomic quality and disease resistance attributes of canola cultivars. The collected data is combined with data derived from the previous year's private co-op trials. So it encompasses 2 years of testing. The first year of testing is private testing, and the second year is the public component. Evaluation comparisons are derived from the 2 years of data based on glucosinolates, urucic acid, oil content, protein content, and saturates, as well as blackleg testing for information purposes. This combined data is put into a summary package according to the guidelines developed by the WCCRC committee and is used to evaluate candidate cultivars for variety recommendation and registration. Guidelines for this evaluation are for both private and public trials are contained in the WCCRC procedures and appendices, which are published yearly. This slide here just gives a brief overview of the private co-op component. So as I mentioned previously, there's 2 data components. The first year of testing is called private co-op testing. And then this data from these private co-op trials are coalesced and provided for second year public co-op testing. So this overview of the first year of testing indicates that there's a total of 147 locations across Western Canada. The total number of trials and private co-op trials in which canola cultivars were evaluated are worth 1,385, and the slide here also indicates the distribution province-wide. The second year of testing is the coalesced data, so the selections from that first year of testing. So the Canola Council this year, on behalf of the WCCRC, are coordinating 111 research trials at 35 locations for the purposes of variety recommendation. So the types of trials, there were a total of 71 agronomic and quality data trials, and the blackleg disease reaction trials were a total number of 40. This slide here is just a map of the private co-op locations across Western Canada, and as they are partitioned into their zone designations. This map here is the map of the second year testing, and again it shows the partitioning based on season zones. This slide here is a summary of the entrants in this year's public co-op trial. So there's two components to that, regular and steward. So in the regular co-op testing, this is the breakdown of the entries there. So there's a total of 66 in regular co-op testing, and then the Optimum Glide trials, or we'll call them stewardship trials. There was a total number of 12 entries, and those were conducted under the auspices of Corteva Pioneer Hybrid, pending approval of the Optimum Glide trait in major markets in Western Canada. The following is a brief fairly brief summary of the guidelines for testing, the quality guidelines for testing. And I'll just begin with the erucic acid component, which states that there must be less than 0.5% of erucic acid as a percentage of total fatty acids. In terms of glucosinolates, the seed must not contain more than 12 micromoles total glucosinolates. Oil content, our procedures and guidelines state that the oil content must not be lower than the mean of the unadjusted designated checks, minus 1.9%. And these are regularly adjusted depending on the check cultivars that the committee has approved through testing. The protein content states that protein content must not be lower than the mean of the designated checks by minus 0.6%, and for saturates, the total saturate component must be equal to or less than the mean of the designated unadjusted checks, and it's clear here it's 45H33 and L255 PC. This sheet here is the evaluation sheet, and so all the collected data is coalesced into a database, and scores are derived based on that the private data component and the public data component, and these are from approved inspected trials only. So this is all this work and effort ultimately results in this evaluation sheet being prepared, and it's the basis by which the committee makes its decisions. Additionally, the committee is able to ask further questions and delve further into the data as well. So it's not necessarily totally taken at face value. This is just a very brief summary of some preliminary quality data from locations across Western Canada. The yield component is presented as 100 kilogram units per hectare, and the reason for that is so it would fit on the graph. Normally our values are presented as kilograms per hectare, so we just divided the kilograms per hectare by 100 to get it to fit on the graph. So this is just a brief overview of yield, oil, protein, glucosinolates, and saturated fatty acid from a subset of quality sites. And we anticipate that the quality testing will be complete by late December. And that concludes my remarks on WCCRC testing across Western Canada for 2021. Thank you.